Hey everybody, Zach here from Absolutely Disney. Today I'm going to be showing you all the food and drink I had at Epcot's 2020 Food and Wine Festival and telling you how all of it tasted. With the reopening of the Disney parks came the beginning of the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. This is actually my first time at Epcot during the Food and Wine Festival, and I can say with confidence that it was definitely my favorite festival at Epcot. Plus they still had some topiaries left over from Flower and Garden. But anyways, I navigated the World Showcase going counterclockwise, so I started in Canada. At the Canada booth, they were serving the Canadian cheddar and bacon soup, and a Cellier wild mushroom filet mignon with truffle butter sauce. I ordered the filet mignon, and I honestly wish I would have gone clockwise because the filet mignon was by far the best thing I ate all day. The steak was a perfect medium rare, the mushrooms were delicious, and the truffle butter sauce was incredible. It was overall delicious, and it made me want to make a Le Cellier reservation for my next trip to order the full dish because wow. My cousin also ended up ordering the soup, and she said it was delicious as well, but I didn't end up trying it. Next, we stopped between Canada and the UK at the World Showplace Event Center, where they had 4 more booths inside. It was nice to get a break from the heat and enjoy more delicious food in there. The first thing I ate inside the World Showplace was a Polish pierogi, which is basically a potato dumpling, drizzled with sour cream, and it came with Polish kielbasa sausage and caramelized onions on the side. The pierogi itself was rather bland because, it is just potato and dough after all. But when you combined all 3 flavors of the pierogi, the onions, and the kielbasa, it was a very pleasant taste. They also had a mac and cheese booth in there. They had a buffalo chicken mac and cheese, a lobster mac and cheese, and a classic as well. I tried the buffalo and lobster. The buffalo chicken mac and cheese wasn't great, it was rather dry and not super flavorful surprisingly. But the lobster mac and cheese was very surprising though. It was not only very good, but it also had a ton of lobster in it. It only cost like $7. It wasn't as dry as the buffalo mac either. If you like lobster, throw this on the must-get list. I also got a cider mosa here as well at the Appleseed Orchard booth. I really don't like mimosas, but this was a surprisingly pleasant flavor. The final booth inside was a dessert booth. We ordered cake pops and a frozen s'more. We ordered like 1 cake pop a person because they were only about $6, and we did not think that they would be as big as they were because they were huge. Taste wise they were good, but it tasted like standard chocolate cake. Wasn't very cake poppy, and everybody knows what chocolate cake tastes like, so it was nothing special. The frozen s'more was very interesting though. It was pretty much just a s'more smoothie, but it was delicious, and you could pretty much taste every flavor of a s'more in it individually. It was probably my favorite dessert I ate. I skipped the France booth and headed over to Morocco, where they had a Brazilian booth. I ordered Brazilian pork belly with black beans. The pork belly wasn't the best, but the black beans were the star of this plate. It was more of a black bean puree mixed with spices, and it was delicious. My cousin also told me that the pão de queijo, or Brazilian cheese bread, was also good, but I've had that at Brazilian restaurants before, so I didn't order that. There was also a Morocco booth in Morocco. From there I tried the beef kefta pocket and the chocolate baklava. The kefta pocket was basically a ground beef burger spiced with taco seasoning wrapped in a dough pocket. Wasn't anything special, but it was still a good flavor. But the spicy tomato concasse was what brought the dish to the next level. I wish they would have put more of it on the plate because that was delicious. The baklava was very, very nutty. The almonds included in this overpowered the flavors of the dough and the chocolate. So if you like almonds, go for it, but it was a bit too nutty for me. Japan was next, where I ordered all 3 options because they all sounded good to me. Tempura donburi, frothy ramen, and a chirashi sushi flower pot. The tempura donburi had tempura vegetables and tempura shrimp over a bed of sushi rice. The tempura vegetables were decent, but the shrimp was delicious. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but the ramen threw me off because it was cold. A lot of people who have tried it have said this, but I think I would have liked it hot instead of cold. The coldness of the broth was definitely not for me. The sushi flower pot was good though. It had salmon, salmon roe, and spinach topped with poke sauce. All I can really say about that is that it was pretty high quality sushi, it was a nice flavor, and it was pretty refreshing in the heat. Next up was the America booth. At the American booth, I had the choice of a Maine lobster roll, a seafood boil bowl, or a piece of carrot cake, and I definitely made the wrong choice when I picked the seafood boil. A traditional seafood boil with crawfish, andouille sausage, shrimp corn, potatoes is my favorite meal, but this was frankly just horrible. The shrimp was slimy and flavorless, the crawfish was just flavorless, and the broth it all came in was very bland. I pitched this one pretty quick. I definitely would not recommend this, and I probably should have gotten the lobster roll. In between Germany and China, I had some piri piri shrimp with couscous at the Africa booth. The shrimp had obviously been sitting for a while, but it still had a very nice flavor. And I'm not a big couscous fan, so I didn't need much of that. After that, I was so full at that point, so China was my last booth that I ate at. They had a Mongolian beef bao bun and chicken dumplings. The bao bun was more of a deconstructed bao bun and it was very delicious, but the chicken dumplings weren't memorable, but not horrible. I also got a Bai Jiao punch, which was my second mistake of the day because this drink was strong, very strong, which I learned afterwards is normal. I also tried my cousin's Happy Peach drink from the China booth, which was much more tame and very delicious. Unfortunately, I only had one reservation in Epcot this time around, so that's everything I tried at the Epcot 2020 Food and Wine Festival. I wish I would have gone another day, but next time I go during food and wine, I will definitely schedule at least 2 days to try everything. It was overall a good experience. The filet mignon in Canada was definitely the best thing I ate, and the seafood boil in America was definitely the worst. Everything else was good though. I'm Zach from Absolutely Disney. I appreciate you watching the video and I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Disney videos.